Hello and welcome to race day number 3 of the virtual TT powered by Motul. The first 2 days have seen some amazing action. Team Coward managed to set a team time of 35 minutes and 13 seconds, thanks to a flat-out lap from Jamie Coward on an R6 in 16 minutes and 37 seconds. Day number 2 saw the lead change twice. First at the hands of Team Martinez, who went 23 seconds faster than Team Coward, and Raul Martinez almost beat Jamie Coward's lap time, losing out by only 1 second. It was then Team Todd's turn, and thanks to the gamer in the team, Sam, he managed to set a time only 8 seconds slower than Jamie Coward. So it was all up to Davey Todd. All he had to do was set a reasonably fast time, try and keep it as fast and as consistent as possible, and they could be hitting the top spot in that leaderboard. Did he do it? Did he ever? He obliterated the lap record, 15 minutes and 44 seconds for Davey Todd. And in there was a couple of crashes as well, so he could have gone a lot faster. So that's how the leaderboard stands halfway through the virtual TT. We still have another 4 teams ready to take on the challenge. And next up is Team Toniutti. Back in 2019, he suffered a horrendous crash at the Dakar Rally, which put him out of the 2019 TT. 2020 would have been his return, but unfortunately, he's going to have to wait 1 more year. And a little fact about Julien Toniutti, and I don't know if this is an unfair advantage or not, I guess we'll find out soon, but Julien is the game's technical consultant. Make of that what you will. Julien, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
And I noticed there you're there with your team manager. Is that Thierry? Let's make this clear that you guys live together, right? This is we're not breaking any laws, but with the social distancing there, are we?
Thierry? And Julien?
Thierry, you have been teamed up with who I think and I believe is probably one of the fastest gamers on this game at the minute. It's Darrell from DG Gamer Tips over on YouTube. Darrell, I've seen a few of your videos over on YouTube, and it looks like you know your way around this TT course.
To be honest, I've put too many hours in on that game. Starting to have a nervous breakdown with the number of crashes that I've had. So, yeah, it's a fantastic game, very difficult, very complicated, and yeah, love every minute of it.
Brilliant. And what do you think of having that distinct advantage there in Julien, who is, as I say, one of the game's technical consultants?
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, actually. I mean, I think you expect the gamer maybe to do better than the professional rider, but, you know, if he's been close to the action with the developer, then I'm starting to think maybe it's not such an easy win.
Julien, one question I want to ask. You are the technical consultant, or one of them, on the game's development. What bike did you choose to go for on your lap of the TT course?
For sure, he just take his bike because he's in the game. So he takes his BMW S1000RR.
Well, let's see how much of an edge you have as we head over to the action now for Darrell's lap with Dave Moore.
Next, on to Glen Crutchley Road to pit his skill of 37 3/4 miles of the Isle of Man TT course is Darrell Grundy. He's opted to go for Dean Harrison's superbike, the Kawasaki ZX-10. So Darrell Grundy is on his way, the clock is ticking, and already screaming towards the top of Bray Hill. Just short of 200 miles an hour. Through the bottom. So he's certainly got the speed, but does he have the technique to be able to slow, use the brakes, and get this mammoth machine around the corners in time? He takes it right to the edge. Oh, this could be good from Darrell Grundy. Early indications. He's fast, and he knows how to take the corners. Into Braddon Bridge. Davey Todd with the fastest time so far. This is going to be close into Glen Helen. Can he go inside 3 minutes 47? He might just be a shot. No, he's going to be outside, I think. Oh, 3:46. He's a second ahead. So, Darrell Grundy, new race leader, 3 minutes, 46 seconds at Glen Helen, 1 second ahead of Davy Todd. Raul Torres now third, 13 seconds back. 2 seconds further back in fourth is Sam Tipper. And then another 7 seconds back in fifth place is Jamie Coward. So we have a new race leader, and it's the gamer, Darrell Grundy, as he hares along the Cronky Body straight towards the 11th milestone. Game on. Oh, and he uses Steve Hislop's bus stop. So here we go, Ramsey, Parliament Square. Then the climb to May Hill. Oh, he's easily outside. He's lost more time. I suspected so. He had to be at the hairpin for 9:46. He's already passed that mark. So Darrell Grundy, he's around the 10-minute mark. In fact, it is 10 minutes. So he's lost a heap of time from Balaf to Ramsey. He's now 14 seconds down. That's 9 seconds he lost on that section. So the early race leader, Darrell Grundy, slipping back. He still has a handsome advantage over Torres in third. Coward is now fourth, 6 seconds behind Torres. Sam Tipper is fifth, 6 seconds behind Coward. But remember, it's not about individual times, it's about combined team times. Julien Toniutti is to go next, and this is going to be a great lap. He really has to make this superbike work for him now. Right out to the edge at Craigna Bar. Second, third, fourth, into fifth. And then Nixon to sixth. Again, big speed required down here. He wants big numbers on the speedometer. Quick reminder of Davy Todd's completed time was 15 minutes 44. So through Crocknamona. Ooh, I think he may have made up a little bit of time. So signpost. Into Bedstead. Keeps away from the pavement. And this is going to give himself a very good chance. Well, he certainly, as long as nothing calamitous happens between now and the checkered flag, he's certainly going to be second in the individual stakes. But it gives his team a great chance of overall honours. It's been a fantastic lap by Darrell Grundy. And I think he's made up time on this final sector. Indeed he has. He was 26 seconds down at the bungalow. He's certainly going to be in second place. Oh, and it's 13 seconds. He's made up 13 seconds on that final run down from the bungalow.
Darrell, 15:57, the second fastest time, only 13 seconds behind Davy Todd. You've got to be happy with that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty rare for me to put in a clean lap like that, so pretty ecstatic. Well done, Davey, though.
Yeah. And that I've noticed that a lot of the riders are going for the view of actually looking at the bike, whereas you're on the bike as the rider. Do you think that's an advantage or a disadvantage? How do you end up coming to go with that view as opposed to the other one?
Wouldn't you have thought it was the other way around? You know, the professional riders want the handlebar cam and the other ones have the chase cam, the gamers have the chase cam. So, yeah, I just, for me, I'm playing it because I'm not allowed to motorbike in real life. So that's as close as I can get to, feeling the real experience. I think there is a slight downside. You certainly don't get as much view of the corners coming up where you're that much closer to the action. But it's more exciting that way, and it's more challenging, which I like.
That was absolutely unbelievable. Now, let's hope that Julien can match that. If he does, your team is going to be on for a very fast time. So let's now head back to Dave Moore with Julien's lap.
Julien Toniutti, no stranger to the Isle of Man TT. He's raced here in real life. And in fact, the only person ever to take on the challenge of the Isle of Man TT and the Dakar Rally. He's some boy, this Frenchman. How will he handle himself around the virtual TT powered by Motul? Well, he's following in the steps of his teammate Darrell Grundy. Darrell with a great lap. So he's given them both a good chance of taking the overall team honours. Oh, Toniutti just a little bit cautious into Quarter Bridge. And if that is an indication, then I think Julien Toniutti will not be the fastest rider in this virtual TT powered by Motul, easing off at Braddon Bridge. Very ragged. It's on the BMW S1000RR. He's certainly able to use the power on the fast bits. Just got a little bit of an issue with the corners, of which there's a left and right here at Union Mills. As he goes into the foam fencing. Now rider just up ahead of him, should be able to negotiate his way past slower traffic through here, up into Crosby. Which he does, oh dear. Just clips the fence on the entrance into Crosby Village. Back on his way again. So at the halfway house, just on the left, and the church with no roof just on the right. Now into Greba Castle, the tricky right-hander. The left is nice, but this can suck you in, it can draw you right in. Now this time, can he make his way past the rider before they get to Ballacrane? Yeah, it's definitely the other riders putting Julien off. So around Greba Bridge. Just can't find his way past the other rider. But he should do him down here into Ballacrane. And it'll certainly cost him time if he's going to be caught up with slower traffic, especially on the run into Glen Helen. Now, can Julien reel in the rider ahead of him before the checkered flag? I think that's his target now. He just wants to make sure he doesn't overdo it at Hilbury. It's very fast in. Oh, that's nice. Very good from the Frenchman. Through Cronknamona. Still in 9th place. tricky right-hander coming up at signpost. Oh dear, he's in that duel yet again. Through Bedstead. It could all get a little bit gnarly, as the saying goes. As he goes through the nook, down into Governor's Bridge and the dip. So Julien Toniutti for Team Toniutti. Himself and Darrell Grundy, definitely 4th place in the team now, the team section. So over the line he'll go. 9th overall and 4th in the teams.
Whew, Julien, that was a 20-minute, what was that? 20-minute 43 lap. How do you feel that went? Do you feel like you could have gone a bit faster?
Yes, je pense que c'est pas allé plus vite, Vincent.
In the real life, it's more easy.
I don't think there's many people that would say that in real life that riding the TT is much easier. There you go. So Darrell, you get the tips off Julien for real life, and Julien can get the tips off you for the game. Amazing lap times, but unfortunately, it's put you in 4th position overall, gent. Darrell, 2nd fastest time, just behind Davey, as I said. More virtual TT powered by Motul after the break with Team Cummins.
In the mid to late 90s, when World Superbike was in its prime, Honda soon got fed up of Ducati beating it with its 1000cc V-twin. So they thought, anything you can do, we can do better. So they decided to build this, the VTR 1000 SP1. Stunning, no compromises, HRC stickers. Can you believe it's 20 years old? So we're going to give one away. Head to bennetts.co.uk to find out how.
Welcome back to day number 3 of the virtual TT powered by Motul. You may have noticed, yes, I have changed my t-shirt. It was an accident. Let's move on. Let's forget about it as we introduce the next team.
We're on board then with Conor Cummins, first on the road.
Plenty of fresh air under the tyres over in Cullen Jump.
Conor, at what point am I going to be able to say that Conor Cummins was the last Manxman to win a TT? It's been going on too long now.
Yeah, it's been dragging on a bit, hasn't it? I keep trying, but
No, listen,
it's hard.
Fans understand that. But if there's one man that deserves it, who's put in the effort and the grind, it's you. And I think surely it's only a matter of time. Do you still believe that win is in your grasp?
Yeah, I still believe it's there, definitely. Otherwise, I won't go racing. It's as simple as that. The TT is when it comes to training of a winter time. That's, for example, that's the only reason why I get up and go to the gym, get on my motocross bike or enduro bike. It's all about TT really, and I'm just really I'm not desperate. I'm not. I just really want it, so I'll just keep trying until I achieve it. So I do believe I can achieve it. I really do.
I've asked a few people this as we head to the virtual world. Are you going to put it down on your CV if you manage to win this virtual TT as your first TT victory?
Not a chance.
Well, ultimately, it might not actually be down to you whether you win this virtual TT, as you are teamed up with a gamer, and he joins us now, fellow Manxman. Lewis, you there, I believe?
Yeah, I'm here now, yeah.
How are you? You all right?
Hello.
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, really well. So you're obviously teamed up with Conor. We were just chatting about, it's only a matter of time, in my opinion, before Conor eventually gets his win. What do you think about his chances of taking that victory?
I think Conor's a great rider. I always have. I think his natural ability is phenomenal. And obviously being on the Isle of Man, local knowledge is obviously a massive key. So yeah, I think that it's not far away at all for a win.
Now, I don't know who should be asking who for advice here, because obviously Conor, firstly, congratulations on becoming a dad for the second time, but surely that's not left a lot of time to be practicing and playing games. Surely you've got other things to be doing. So maybe, Lewis, you should be offering Conor some advice on how to get around this TT course.
I mean, in terms of racing it, I don't think I've got the knowledge that Conor has. It's just sort of, I don't know how different it is to real life, the game. It seems pretty similar though, from like lines and things you have to take and braking points and things like that.
Well, let's ask Conor. Conor, what is it like compared to the real world?
It's actually I mean, I am not I don't play computer games, and it's probably very, very obvious when we watch my laugh here. But when I first went down Bray Hill, I thought, bloody hell, this is really like close to. It's just so fast.
So before we see how Conor has got on, let's head over now to Dave Moore with Lewis's lap.
So it's Louis Porter on his way, racing for Team Cummins on the Kawasaki, ridden by Dean Harrison. So Louis Porter through St Ninians, down Bray Hill. Certainly knows his way around the circuit by the looks of things. It's a good, solid start from Louis Porter. Quarterbridge always a good indication, as we've seen from many of the gamers so far. So Louis Porter is on it. How much on it we'll know by the time he gets to Glen Helen. But good speed through Braddon Bridge. Good corner speed, or good corner exit speed, I should say. So he was 6th going into Glen Helen. Will he still be 6th, or has he moved up the leaderboard? We're about to find out. It's going to be close. It's very, very, very close. Oh, 7:15. He's still a second behind Jamie Coward. Matching times from Glen Helen through to Ballaugh for Coward and Porter. But he stays in 6th place, 1 second behind Jamie Coward. And of course, Sam Tipper as well. That can't be, he's 1 second behind Sam Tipper. So Sam Tipper on 7:14. Jamie Coward on 7:14. Louis Porter at 7:15 at Ballaugh. So he's got the possibility of making up 2 places. He's just 1 second behind the 2 riders ahead of him on the leaderboard. along Sulby Straight. He'd be looking for a little bit more top speed if he could, but that is maxing out. Ramsey Hairpin is the next timing point. Jamie Coward was 10:34 at that point. Sam Tipper was 10:40. So then Parliament Square. Louis Porter on the Kawasaki ZX6. So through Crookshanks up May Hill. Ooh, it's going to be another close one. Certainly matching Coward. I think he'll be inside Tipper. And he'll certainly be close to Jamie Coward. He may still be trailing him. They're into Ramsey Hairpin. Oh, he goes fourth. Fourth place. Up 2 positions. He's 1 second ahead of Jamie Coward. And another 6 seconds ahead of Sam Tipper. So Tipper goes down to 6th, Coward down to 5th, and Porter up into 4th at Ramsey. Just backs it off nicely for Hilbury, that's just good, then gets back on the power. Crocknamona coming up. Let's see how close they are at Crocknamona. 15:44 for Jamie Coward. 15:41, so he's gained another second. That's 3 seconds ahead. And also, it has to be said, he's just a second off Raul Torres for 3rd, so 3rd could be on the cards. If he can find a second between now and the checkered flag. Oh, he's prepared to use every little bit of the road and a little bit of the pavement in which to do so. Around Governors, Louis Porter could be finding himself in 3rd place. Amazing, he was 6th at Glen Helen, and now he's racing for 3rd place. Can he beat Raul Torres Martinez? Here we go, across the line, it's going to be close. Oh, he's a second ahead, well done. 3rd fastest lap so far.
16 minutes, 35 seconds. Lewis, that puts you 3rd overall individually around the TT course. You must be happy with that one.
Yeah, I mean, like sort of, I really wanted to just do a good time and sort of not show myself up. Being local was the sort of the key thing, I think. So I was pretty pleased with that. My personal goal was to beat sort of the real, or at least get close to the real lap record. So I feel like that was a good lap, and also I felt good because I didn't crash.
Right, let's head over now to Dave Moore with Conor's lap.
So Conor Cummins, where will he slot into this leaderboard? It's going to be close. I think he's going to be outside the likes of Jamie Coward, etc. at Glen Helen. Looking resplendent in the Malenko colours. So then, Conor Cummins arrives at Glen Helen. It's 4 minutes 19. So he's 2 seconds ahead of Aaron Hislop, who's on 4:21. Conor's 10 seconds down on the likes of Jamie Coward. However, he is ahead of the likes of Rennie Skaysbrook. Conor absolutely flying along on the Paget Superbike. I wonder if this early evening is his favourite time. Oh, not much room to get through, but he powers his way past. Down through Bishop's Court. And what is for him a home run? Born and bred in Ramsey, in the north of the island. Oh dear, off at Alpine. Just clipped the curb. On his way yet again. So here we go into the bungalow, 14:11 for Conor Cummins. So he's a good half a minute ahead of Aaron Hislop now. However, he is some distance, he's around half a minute on all of those ahead of him, the cowards, your tippers, your porters, etc. So pretty much a big gap to the riders in front of him and a big gap to the rider behind him. Although it was a good run from Louis Porter. And a good run from Conor as well. Could put them in, could give them a good chance. It would be something incredible. In fact, I can't see there's any way that they'll beat Sam Tipper and Davey Todd so far. But they could be looking at second in the team overall. Conor down the middle of the road into the Craignabar. Swings and then rings the throttle. So Conor Cummins will be in 7th position. The way things are going so far, more riders still to come, of course. The likes of Peter Hickman and Mark Miller. But Colin is not going to get the better of his teammate Davey Todd, that's for certain. I say when I say his teammate, his real Isle of Man teammate of Paget's. But Louis Porter with a good time and Conor also with a strong time as well. This is really going to give them a fighting chance of certainly a podium position. And the fact that he's doing so well beating Aaron Hislop, I think they're going to be pushing Aaron Hislop and Raul Torres down the leaderboard by a place. He was at, what, 16:27 at Cronknamona. It's going to be somewhere around the 17.5-minute mark. Just needs to get back on the power again. So Conor Cummins is going to complete his lap. And just roughly, I think this would give them second place overall. Team Cummins, 17:25. I think that's second place overall. We'll have to have it confirmed.
Now, for somebody who borrowed a PlayStation 4 to actually use this game and get involved in the virtual TT, Conor, that was pretty impressive. A few crashes, 17 minutes and 25 seconds. You must be happy with that.
That'll do. Yeah, it'll do.
Yeah,
just like on my school report, it says must try harder.
It's reasonably consistent, and when you add it to Lewis's time, you boys are in second place, 34 minutes combined time overall. You're on the podium, boys.
I'll do. Good. I will do. Yeah. Who's buying the round?
That's Lewis, seeing as he went the fastest. Lewis, you happy with that?
Yeah. Second place is good, yeah. Pleased with that.
Day 3 of the virtual TT is in the bank, and I think it's fair to say Team Cummins pulled it out of the bag. They've slotted themselves into second place, but there's still one day of racing to go. Team Miller and Team Hickman are up next. Anything can happen. It could all change in the blink of an eye. So make sure you join us next time for the final day of racing on the virtual TT powered by Motul.